Hello, do you know that many persons do not get married to the wrong people because God failed them? No, no, no. The God I serve never fails. They got married, they get married to the wrong set of persons or to the wrong people. Sorry, get married to the wrong people because they ignore red flags. Welcome to Relationship Matters. My name is Dr. Ufuoma Nwachukwu. Today, we are going to be starting a new series. We're going to be looking at red flags in relationships. Red flags never hide. They don't hide. They actually show up earlier on in the relationships, but some persons ignore them. They explain them away, and at the end, they regret. Recently, if you've been following me, you must have seen me post on my Facebook timeline, my WhatsApp status, the story of a young lady whose sister was murdered by her husband. The marriage is just about 6 years, less than 6 years. And the man just cut off the head of that young lady. Angrily cut off the head. Now, the question is that man just developing the signs of anger? Those signals must have been there. So when people ignore red flags and go ahead, brush them aside, and think they are going to go away. Hello, red flags do not go away. Bad behaviors, bad attitude, bad patterns, they get magnified in relationship. Relationship magnify them. Because like I always tell people that any person will love to be at his or her best during courtship, during dating. They will put up the best attitudes because they want to woo that person. They don't want to make any mistakes. They want to ensure they are at their best in their attitude, even if they used to get angry. They want to curtail it so that the person will not change his or her mind about them. But if you are in a relationship and the best the person can offer to you is outburst of anger or one kind of other negative attitude or the other, then you should note that those attitudes are going to get magnified in your marriage. So if you are not yet married to the person is already slapping you. Just know that by the time you get married, it will not just be a slap. It will be serious beating. Do you understand? So relationships, courtship is supposed to be a time. Dating is supposed to be a time for investigation, not intercourse. Where a number of persons get it wrong is that period of time they are supposed to use to investigate and understudy the person, they get carried away eating shawarma and pizza. They get carried away and unnecessarily getting emotionally attached to the person, sexually attached. And for that reason, they do not use their senses. So this series this month is actually from a place of, in fact, I really want everybody to get it right. That is my passion. It pains my heart when I see people who enter into marriage and they end up suffering. In fact, that young lady just lost her life for nothing. So it's going to be 4 series. The emphasis today is on red flags you must not ignore in dating. What does that mean? When you see these things, please ensure you run away. Take note, you are not the Holy Ghost. So if you have the attitude or mindset that there are some things I can change, and maybe by the time we get married, as I convince him to go to church, he's going to change those attitudes. If he could not change it before you got married, that time that love is still shacking him or her. The shacking love did not make him to change that attitude. What makes you think by the time he or she has gotten full hold of you, like he has paid your pride price, you are now in his house? That is when you now think he's going to change. Do not deceive yourself. So ensure you are wise, ensure you use your senses. And for those people who say, God spoke to me about this person, so you are going to go ahead. Know that God's leading will never contradict his word. His leading will never contradict his word. So it's not going to be leading you to somebody who will destroy your life, who is going to cut your life short. He said anger lies in the bosom of fools. And a fool said there's no God. So if any person is expressing outbursts of anger, know that that person, by God's definition and standard, is not wise. God is expecting you to get married to people that are wise, because he said through wisdom a house is built. So I so much believe you will not go get entangled with somebody that has an attitude that contradicts God's word. And then somebody else is saying that, so if I don't marry the person, is it not that the person should not get married? The person should go and work on his or herself. He or she has time to take responsibility and work on his attitude, work on her attitude, become the better version of his or herself, heal from trauma. Yes, there are some people who have trauma. You need to heal from trauma. You need to face every wrong attitude you are passing through. That's why I wrote the book Single and Whole. If you don't have that book, please get it. You need to be a whole person, somebody that is sane before you go get married to somebody else, so that you don't kill somebody's child for nothing, whether male or female, because there are also ladies who beat their husbands. So what are red flags? Red flags are warning signs. Like I said, they do not hide. They show themselves early. It's just that some persons do not pay attention to them. But my desire today is that you will be wise. When you see red flags, you are going to pay attention to them. So red flags are warning signs that tell you three major things. Number one, they tell you that there will be instability in the future. Yes, that this thing I'm seeing now is a pointer to the fact that if it is like this now, that love is shacking the person, like they say in Nigeria Palace, then by the time those feelings are no more there, those jiggy feelings are no more there, it's going to be worse. Another thing that red flags tell you is that there will be emotional danger. Yes, if the person, just because of this little thing that happens, he's this angry, just note that there will be emotional danger. And it's also show you that there will be unhealthy character patterns. Yes, and I use the word patterns. Red flags are patterns. Mistakes can happen once. Do you understand? So the person just yelled, reacted with a tone that was off it. It was a mistake. He or she apologized. And you were able to trace it to something. Maybe he had a bad day. Maybe there was a bad news that put him or her off. But by the time it becomes a pattern, this is what the person consistently does. You have noticed it once, you have noticed it twice, 3 times. Some other persons have even confirmed it. Then note that it is a pattern. It is a red flag. And then you need to take the right decision. Most often, you will need to flee. What are common red flags I would like to talk about today? Probably before that, I'll talk about why do people ignore red flags? Why do people, they will see these things, they will still put their head inside? Especially for ladies, sometimes it is because of loneliness. Everybody is married. Maybe their younger siblings are married, or the younger one is engaged and he doesn't want to be like, my younger one has gotten married. Or the people in the class, that's the people she grew up with, are now married. Do you understand? All her friends are married. So loneliness will make some persons to see red flags and continue in that relationship. Be wise. It could also happen for the man. So you just want to get married and you feel that marriage is the solution to loneliness. Do you understand also that sometimes even some persons feel that when they have issues with their sexual control, the ability to control their sexual urges, then they should just rush into marriage. Marriage will still not solve it. Another reason why people ignore red flags, of course, is because of their age. You are in your 30s as a young lady and you feel that time is against you. So you are seeing an obvious red flag. Everybody is even pointing and directing your attention to this thing, and you are saying it doesn't really matter. That it doesn't really matter will matter very soon. So ensure you open your eyes and be wise. Bible says watch and pray. Open your eyes and be wise. Because if you do not pay attention to that this moment, by the time you are married to that person, it's going to bring instability and danger, like I said. Another one is fear of starting over. So I have always shared the story of how I was in a relationship for 5 years and it ended and life had to continue. Some people feel if I come out of this relationship, even though that relationship, it wasn't me that ended it. Do you understand? So some people feel if I come out of this relationship, how am I sure that how am I going to start all over? If for the man, he will say, where will I find a good person? But this one is not good, man. So is it not better you kukuma start? Ends that one and starts the real one. So the lady is in her 30s and is like, if I don't marry this person now, what is going to happen to me? How am I going to find somebody else? Please, it's better late than to be late. Yes. My friend used to say it. It's better late than to be late. It's better you got married late in your definition of late than to die and they will be addressing you as late Mrs. So and so. Do you understand? So it's better you take your time and get married to the right person. I got married finally at 30. That is late for some persons, but I am happily married. I am peacefully married. I have peace in my marriage. Whereas some persons who rushed into marriage in their 20s are already regretting it. Some of them do not even, the marriage wouldn't last for up to 4-5 years before they start regretting. So it is better to be late than to be late. Take your time and ensure you get married to the right person. Physical attraction is another reason. So this is my spec. This is the kind of person I would like to get married to. He's handsome, he's beautiful. And one thing I already mentioned, sexual attraction. By the time you get yourself sexually involved in a relationship, it blurs your ability to think straight. So, like people often say, when somebody said, I've given so much in this relationship, how am I going to quit and start all over? I've given so much in this relationship that they are referring to most often is that they have gotten themselves sexually involved, not that they built a house for the person. Do you understand? So those physical attractions and some of those things that would get you entangled, that is why that purpose must come before affection. It is very important that purpose should come before affection. You should ensure you establish some things first before you release your emotions. You are not supposed to do so in a hurry. Okay? You are not expected to do that in a hurry. And then finally, it could also be spiritual manipulation. Yes, I agree. That it could be the devil manipulating you, but then you have the right to stop the devil. So we don't push everything to the devil. Even if it is a manipulation from the kingdom of darkness to stop your destiny, to destroy your life. That is why you have to watch and pray. Bible says watch and pray. You watch, you see the physical signs that are manifesting, you pray. There are some that you might not even see, but by the time you pray, God will reveal every secret thing to you. That is why I always tell people that marriage is a spiritual journey. Do you understand? You cannot leave God out of the equation. If you leave him out of the equation, you might end up regretting. So, of all these causes that I have mentioned, that are the reasons why people ignore red flags, there is none of it that is worth it. Like I said, the period of dating, the period of courtship is supposed to be for interview, not for intercourse. It's supposed to be for investigation, not to get entangled. So it's a period where you get to know the person, see whether your values align. See whether this is actually somebody you want to work with, even if you have maybe choosing a date and you start discovering some things that the person has been trying to hide as you are praying, you can still call off that relationship. Because you are not God, you are not El Shaddai. The person should take responsibility to work on his or herself to stop whatever the issue is. Now, common red flags I would like to talk about today. The first one is anger. I've already mentioned that anger lies in the bosom of fools. So ask yourself, how does he or she react when there are issues? Is there outburst of anger? The Bible says, be angry and sin not. So by the time the person is angry and is breaking bottles, he's hitting, he's destroying things, he's insulting you, insulting your father, your great-grandfather, and everybody. Okay? So because he's angry, he does unimaginable things. Then you should do what the Bible says. Selah, stop and think. So I watched a movie recently where this lady was dating somebody. She just got late for the date. In fact, I think she actually called to tell him that something happened, she would be coming in late. And as soon as she arrived at the venue, that's fast a restaurant, apologized to him that she's very sorry that she came in late. This guy was furious, was very angry, hitting the table. Next thing, he was shouting at the caterers, the waiters, why is what I ordered for not ready? And he said, I feel like squeezing them. I feel like squeezing them. As that lady was looking at him saying, I feel like squeezing them, she was imagining how he would squeeze her in the future when he's angry. That was how she disappeared out of that restaurant. That is a lady with sense. Yes. After that relationship, after she left that relationship, that man got engaged with another lady who didn't mind those things, so long as he gave her money. So when they have issues, he will slapped her openly in a boutique. And after that, transferred money into her account. And she was fine. Those are the kind of people that will get married later. And then you might start hearing unreasonable stories. God forbid is not enough. You need to take a walk out of that relationship. You need to place some value on yourself. So does the person have anger issues? If the person cannot control his anger while you are dating, do not think that marriage is going to calm that person down. Again, I say, if he or she cannot control his or her anger while you are dating, do not think that marriage is going to calm him or her down. Marriage, like I said, would magnify the person's attitude. So take note of how he or she reacts when offended. Does she just speak her things, walk away, will not take her calls for weeks? Do you understand? You have to call friends to go and beg her. Now, so she go do where she get married. You understand? The next one is disrespect. Don't even look first at yourself, because some persons might just be nice. The person might be nice to you as an individual, but talks anyhow to others. The gate man shouts down on every great man. Why have you not done this? The waiter, the taxi driver. Do you understand? How does he speak to others? Because respect is not selective. Respect is not selective. Any person that respects will respect just anybody, whether the person is poor, whether the person is rich, whether the person is privileged to be better than him, or the person is not as privileged as he or she is. Respect honors everybody. So how does he treat others? How does she talk to other people, strangers? So you don't have this attitude that you talk to her that way because the person is a stranger. He is just trying to cover some things up. At the right time, he will show you his or her true colors. Another one would be inconsistency. So today, he loves you. Tomorrow, the person disappears. Do you understand? So that relationship that I talked about, that I was in for 5 years, that the brother ended up breaking it. That was not actually the first time. Do you understand? As I was preparing for this session, I actually got reminded about that, talking about inconsistency. So I think the relationship was in the first 1 year or so, maybe 1 or 2 years, he actually also ended the relationship. And because of lack of wisdom on my part, me, I was actually wishing and praying that he would come back. And he came back. What happened again? He also broke the relationship the second time. Do you understand? Inconsistency is a sign. So today he say, I'm not marry again. You go and beg and say, please now, please now, please now. Next tomorrow he will come back or she will come back. Every form of inconsistency is a sign that there might be danger in the future, because consistency is an attitude of people that are emotionally mature. So if the person is not consistent, know that you might get into trouble in the future. The next one I'd like to talk about is rushing intimacy. And some people think it's spiritual. Do you understand? God just blessed me, and I met the person yesterday. He proposed today. The wedding is next tomorrow. Brother and sister, beware, because this one happens more to the ladies, and they will say it's a testimony that the prayer that they have been praying for years is now that God has answered it. Please be calming down. Love grows. So when somebody is trying to rush you, you just meet, the next thing is, let's just do the wedding sharp, sharp. It might be that there are some things he doesn't want you to discover. So that you just get married sharp, sharp. You would have been hooked into the system before you realize it. So, healthy love grows. Take your time. Do you understand? To watch and pray. Do not allow anyone to rush you. Do not allow anyone to put you in an emergency lane. Okay? Because marriage is too serious for you to take it too casually. Marriage is too serious for you to take it casually. And marriage, by God's design, is meant for a lifetime. It's not like this wrapper that I'm wearing now. So assuming I wear this cloth, and maybe the way it's looking, I just say I don't like it. I go to my wardrobe, remove this one and wear another one. Marriage not be like that. It's for better, for worse. Yes, even though some ministries will tell you it's not for better, for worse. That does not remove the fact, even as we speak faith, does not remove the fact that there are some realities and that tough times could actually come, okay, in marriage. So by his standard, you are supposed to open your eye and make the right choice and enter and stay. Because wait, even if we not say separate, yes, the person wants to kill you. Yeah, I agree. Don't stay. If you read my post about that incident that happened a couple of days ago, I also said if you're in a relationship and you are experiencing brutality, please speak up. Don't die in silence. And the next thing we would say probably is separate. But is that enjoyment of marriage? Do you really want to enter into marriage so that when you notice that the person wants to kill you, you will now pack your things and go to your mother's house? Is that still the best? God has the best for you, and you can actually get the best. That's why you should shine your eyes before you get married and ensure you make the right decision. Because divorce, you will still not enjoy divorce. So we just gathered like this for your wedding. And all, even if it's not me, the people gathered for your wedding, you danced, and 2 years later, you now say the person wants to kill you, you now run away from the marriage. Will you be happy? You will not be a second-hand wife. Do you understand? Even if you say you want to get married again, the person getting married to you will not marry you as fresh. And do you know that statistics says that first time people that divorce first, when they marry again, there's a greater percentage, a greater likelihood that they are going to divorce again. Do you understand? So God has a good plan. He has thoughts of good and not of evil to bring you to an expected end. He wants you to enjoy marriage. My heart goes to you, young person. I'm really passionate about you getting it right. Please don't rush into marriage. Open your eyes. Don't walk with feelings, walk with your senses. Watch and pray and ensure you get it right so that you can enjoy your marriage. Because even if you say, if you not work, I'll come out. When you come out, you will still not be happy. If you leave the marriage, if you divorce, you will still not be happy. And you will be one kind of societal, do you understand? They go look at you somehow. You will not even also be happy. So with this, we come to the end of today's edition. I really want you to share this video. Please share it right now and come and comment done. Those of you online, I'm seeing you online. Can you share this video right now and come and comment done? Okay, and if you are watching this video after this live session, kindly share it to as many singles as possible. This will save somebody and God is going to bless you. Have you subscribed to my channel? If you have not, why now? Please subscribe to the channel. And then if you're on Facebook, ensure you follow. Until our next episode, don't ever forget that I am your compass to building love that lasts. Bye for now.